Good day traders, welcome back to another edition of our weekly market fix. Last week has been a bit of a mixed bag, with one trade working out, one trade still ongoing, and one trade turning around and hitting break even. For those interested in receiving our trade setup alerts, remember to follow our Twitter and Telegram channels, which we have provided the links in the description below. Now let's get back into this week's chart. So for this week, I'd like to start by reviewing some of the trades that we put out. The first trade I'd like to look at was the most recent one that we put out. It was a short trade on gold, and we had our blue zone, which was the entry zone, and we had three targets: 1748, 1733, and 1727. The idea is that if target 1 was hit, that you should then move your stop to break even, and then if target 2 at 1733 was hit, then you should move your stop to target 1, for instance. So what we can see happened is that we did trigger or hit target 1, meaning you should have moved your stop back to break even. But we can see soon after it hit that target, it did indeed retrace back into that entry zone, and it should have stopped you out at break even, meaning there should at least not have been a loss, but no win. We also had a trade on USDCHF, and this trade is still ongoing. We had the entry in the blue zone, and you can see we are still consolidating somewhere between our entry zone and this profit area. So I have not yet reached any of our targets on this trade, but it is still ongoing. We also had a trade on GBPNZD. This trade has indeed worked out very well. You can see we had our entry zone in blue. There was a bit of consolidation with some of the first targets being hit before retracing, but after that it did then hit the full target. And at this point, if we have a look at what price seems to be doing, and I'll just zoom out to the daily time frame, it would appear that there might still be some more upside. As you can see, we had that very nice consolidation and that range, and then we had the breakout, which was the technical setup for our trade, and then we hit that target where we are currently facing some resistance from the daily 100 SMA, but I do suspect that we might still see some further continuation towards this area of the yearly pivot at 1.978. I'm going to move on now to our crypto. Last week we did point out that there is a supply zone in crypto, and I was actually expecting price to correct from this area. So this is the area in red or light red. It was between 49,000 and 51,000, but what happened was, instead of the seller stepping in this area, all of the supply was actually absorbed, and we then saw price break out very aggressively into what is now the new supply zone, where it's currently finding a bit more resistance and where we can see it's currently consolidating. In terms of the week ahead, I do suspect that if this consolidation can break higher, meaning we take out the highs from last week, we can see or expect rather higher targets. So first target that I've highlighted is at 58,800, and then we also have a much higher target very close to the previous all-time highs from our yearly R3 pivot at 63,000. If, however, we do see a correction, and especially if we break below that at, say, that 51,000 level, I suspect we'll see a deeper pullback towards the yearly R2, which would now be very strong support, and that is probably where price will then meet up with that 100 and also the 200 daily SMAs. Moving on now to our commodities, and I'd like to have a look at gold just on a higher time frame. So we did mention that trade that did not work out last week. At this point, I do still think there's an opportunity for a move lower, when we can see that from that rejection candle on Friday, where we have a very high or very large shadow with the closing price right back at the opening price. So I'd say if price were to continue selling off, I will be looking for longs in this area between 1706 and about 1720, and hopefully from there we can see price moving back into this area, which is now resistance, and that is at our daily 200 and 100 SMAs, where they all converge with previous resistance at 1,796. So in other words, very close to that psychological level of 1,800, also coinciding with that long-term diagonal that we've previously identified. Having a look at our indices, and I'd like to have a quick look at the NASDAQ 100. The NASDAQ is struggling with this area of resistance, which is the yearly R1 pivot that's sitting at 15,000. It's also a very important psychological level. We are still trading above the daily 100 SMA, although it does seem, based on Friday's price action, that we might still see a deeper correction here, and I've identified some areas of support. But first off, I think that an important level, and I'd like to enable the weekly pivots for next week. So we can see we have our weekly pivot at 14,700, and let's just make that 50. So 14,750, very close to that daily 100 SMA as well. So should price break below that, I have support in this area between 14,350 and 14,470, so that would be an area of support. If price just comes down, tags the weekly pivot and continues higher, we can be looking at areas of resistance in the vicinity of 15,050. Again, just very close to that yearly R1. If it does manages to move higher and push higher up to further areas of resistance, we also have some resistance at this area at 15,370, but from there's a good chance that we could again see the sellers stepping in, as I do suspect this is also a supply zone at this stage. Moving on now to our Forex, and there's quite a bit that I'd like to get through, so let's just start with the USDJPY. The USDJPY has finally broken out of this consolidation a few weeks, what was that, 3 weeks ago, and we are currently seeing a very strong impulse move followed by correction move and a new impulse move now forming. This means I am bullish at this stage, and just see if I can enable some of the other pivots, like our monthly pivots. Yes, there we go. We can see that there is still a lot of upside for the USDJPY. First area of resistance would be the monthly R1 at 112.5. And then we have the R2 monthly pivot coinciding with previous resistance all the way back in from 2019. We have that at about 113.69. So that is all targets that we will be looking out for. There would be some support at this 111.25 level, as well as from the monthly pivot at 110.84. Looking at the EURCHF, the EURCHF is currently trending down. I do suspect there might be a correction on the table here, and what we could do is we can quickly draw a Fibonacci retracement. So let's just see, we draw that from there to there. So we can see that looking at a retracement, and if this is the bottom that we saw on Thursday, we have a 50% pullback at that 1.082 level, and we have a 61.8 retracement, perfectly coinciding with the 100 daily moving average at 1.084. So both of those are possible areas that we will be looking to target in the next 2 or so weeks. Overall, we are still looking for continuation for this trend down, and even for this week, we can still see one more move lower before we start seeing that correction. And that would then take us to its support at that is the monthly is that the weekly? That's the weekly pivot, the weekly SD pivot at 1.067. Sorry, I say weekly, I do mean monthly. That is the monthly pivot, SD pivot at 1.068. So that would be support, and from there we could then see that pullback towards that area close to 1.08. Looking at the USDCHF, that was one of the trade setups from last week, and as I've mentioned, this one is still ongoing, and we are still expecting price to continue higher towards those targets at 0.936 and 0.940. Looking at the USDCAD, currently right on support from that daily 100 SMA as well as the monthly S1. I'm also expecting a correction at some point, but with just judging from price momentum and the strength of the sellers at this point, there is a chance that we will still see a move lower, perhaps towards that 1.240 level. And we can also draw a Fibonacci retracement from this one and say if price did reach that level, we can see we have a 50% pullback at 1.258 and a 61.8% pullback at 1.263. So definitely some scope for a correction, a scalp to the upside at this point. Moving on to the NZDUSD. Here we also have a bearish trend that is still well intact. We have our monthly pivot that has held up as resistance previously. So should price continue to move back into that area, it will act as resistance. So that is at 0.697. And then of course we have that area right between our daily 50 and 100 SMAs at 0.700. So that would be an area of resistance. And as price moves lower, we have targets at 0.687. And then also that new structure low, which would be at the monthly S1 pivot at 0.677. Moving on now to the EURGBP. The EURGBP appears to be making higher lows at this point, so it could be very possible at this point that we are seeing a bottom that is forming. First of all, we'd like to see a move above 0.851, and once we see that, I do expect that we'll see a move higher, firstly towards that monthly pivot at 0.858, and hopefully maybe a new test of that daily 200 SMA somewhere in the vicinity of 0.861. Moving on to the GBPUSD. The GBPUSD also currently in a bearish trend, new bearish trend that has been confirmed. Currently we are facing some resistance from the 21 daily EMA. And I think if we can get back below this monthly pivot at 1.35983, I will be looking for a short to this area of previous structure low at 1.341. If we do see a deeper correction, a possible target could be this area of the monthly R1, which will probably coincide with that daily 100 SMA, and that would be at about 1.378, and from there I would then also be looking for a short in line with this new bearish trend. Finally, let's conclude by looking at the EURUSD. The EURUSD has indeed had that one more push lower that we mentioned last week. It's even possible that we can see another slightly lower move again. We have some support at 1.152. I believe that's one of the pivots. We can just quickly have a look. Yes, that's the weekly S1 pivot at 1.152. So any move from here upwards, or let's rather say above that weekly pivot at 1.158, should see a price correct towards the monthly pivot at 1.679, or anywhere between that and that monthly R1 pivot at 1.180. So that means we will be looking for price action, a reversal somewhere in this area, and I'll just highlight that on the screen. And you can see, so we will be looking for a rejection somewhere in this area for a new long, making new lows for this price. And that concludes the market fix analysis for this week. I hope you liked this week's video. As the norm, we will conclude with this week's pro trading tip. Always stick to your planned risk to reward ratio and never chase after a trade for which you have missed the entry, as this will skew your risk to reward ratio and erode your trading edge. So until next time, we wish you all the best with your trading, and remember, trade smart and trade successful.